All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, I'll get our recorder going. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Thursday, January 22nd, 26. This will be our, is this our, well, this is our second finance meeting of 2026, yes, sir. And at this time, I will yield the floor to Chairman Keller and let him do his job and not me do it.
Thank you, Mayor. First item on our agenda this evening is appropriation of, to purchase parts to repair existing pieces of playground equipment in the amount of $9,721.43. The money will come from the Russellville Recreation and Parks portion of the 2021 1-cent sales tax, which is Special Fund 08-109. And it's going to replace a slide, rock climber, and then various bolts and pivot points for park equipment around the city. Move we forward item 1 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Is there any discussion on item 1?
Is that like just a bunch of different ones, or is that a specific park?
If you would state your name, Mr. Thomas, when you get up there.
Terry Thomas, Parks and Recreation Director. It's mostly City Park, the two different older units at City Park. And then we're looking into some replacement parts for the one out at soccer also. We haven't got them ordered yet, but these, I've got to get these as quick as we can.
How many play sets? I was looking for that word, sorry. How many play sets don't have the turf or rubber bottom? Do we still have some that have the mulch bottom?
Yeah, Shiloh, Washburn, and Sequoia do not.
So 3 left?
Yep.
Okay,
Well, Shiloh, the big unit has the turf under it, the swing sets and that type of stuff doesn't. So it's Sequoia, it's basically Sequoia and Washburn.
I don't know about these guys, but I'd be curious to see what that cost is to go ahead and get that done and move us into this century.
Is that in your queue, or were you looking at that, Mr. Thomas?
No, I haven't looked
Okay,
at
okay,
that.
okay,
no,
all right,
no.
okay.
I mean, they're both ADA accessible, but, I mean, they have the ramps that roll into the mulch, but they're not the turf or the rubber.
Yeah, I remember as a kid getting mulch and rocks in my shoes.
Yeah, and we have done away with all the pea gravel, so it's all mulch now.
I think Mr. Keller has oh, no, you don't, you read those.
Is there any further discussion on item 1? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 1 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Item 1 is forwarded. Item 2 is discussion / information to renew the Little Rock, or the Metro Little Rock Alliance contract for 2026 in the amount of $7,823. I'm going to motion for discussion on item 2. So I move for discussion. All those in favor of discussion? Aye. Aye. All those opposed say nay. Okay, we're in discussion. Councilwoman Wetzel came in and said that there was the desire to move this to next month because they wanted the person from the Metro Little Rock Alliance to be able to come and talk about the advantages of continuing to be a member of the alliance. But like since this was such a we did it halfway through last year, so I mean it was something that we've talked about fairly recently and saw the utility of being member of this alliance, and if we're able to use Fund 3, which is the 2003 Economic Development Fund, which can be used for developing, implementing, and marketing to promote the industrial park. If that $7,823 can come from Fund 3, I don't see a reason why we would necessarily need to wait until next month, but that's just me.
I'd agree. I mean, I'm involved at the chamber quite a bit, and you know they can't talk about a lot of the stuff they do for obvious reasons, but I can tell you it's paying off. And I know Nathan, you're a liaison over there as well, and you say the same thing. So I would make a motion after the discussion's over. So.
If we don't have a we don't have a resolution, do we? Okay. Well,
But
never
in the
mind, so move.
discussion, we had talked about some specific funding from one of our hard-to-use ED funds.
Yeah, that's the Fund
Yeah.
3, the 2003 Economic Development Fund. Well, considering we don't even have a resolution for this, would it be possible, again, making sure that we can use Fund 3, so when it does come to us next month, would we be able to have then all the other paperwork that would be needed to move that from the 2026 fund to the 2003 Economic Development Fund for this $7,823? Is that something that,
It's already in the budget.
oh, it's already in the budget,
already in the
but it's a different fund? They're saying that, but if we have to change, because we're doing line items to change where we budgeted out of one fund, but if we take it from another, we're still going to have to change the budget because we're taking it from a different pot of money than what we'd originally budgeted it for.
Gotcha, so you want to do the change to take it out of a different pot?
Yeah, if possible, because the 2003 Economic Development Fund has been one that has been more difficult for us to find projects and things to use it on. If this is an allowable expense for that fund, I think that it would be beneficial to the council, to the city, for us to take it from the harder to use fund, since it does apply for that.
So, okay, here's my only thing from Dr. Selman is, she did want to bring him here because I think a lot of people, constituents, have asked questions. I mean, we can vote on it tonight, it's already in the budget, but regardless of what we vote on, she did want to see if he could bring him to the agenda prep meeting.
Yeah.
So we can ask questions, see what we're getting, and I would feel better about that too.
Yeah, no, and I
agree
think
with
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I think that we don't have a resolution, so we can't even vote on it
Perfect.
tonight, even if we wanted to say we're going to do this, so. But yeah, so we'll talk about it next month, but I think in getting ready for next month, if we could take it out of, instead of the 2026 Economic Development Fund, take it out of the Fund 3, if that is possible. That's something that I would like to see happen, but I'm just one person.
Fund 3 instead of the Economic Development Fund. Is that correct?
The Fund 3 is an economic development fund. It's just from '03 as opposed to the 2026 fund, which it's currently budgeted in. Is that correct? The 2021 one?
No.
Okay. So it'd be coming from the more restrictive 2003 Economic Development Fund as opposed to the 2021 Economic Development Fund, which it is currently budgeted for.
Are you good with that, Miss? Can we explore that option before next month, Miss Baker? Yeah. Miss.
Okay, so is there a motion to table item 2 until next month?
Motion to table this item until next month's agenda prep meeting, correct?
Would it go back to finance? But it would be at the finance agenda.
I believe it'd have to go back
It
to
would still have to go to finance.
Great.
Okay. Is there a second for tabling item 2?
Second.
Okay. All those, any more discussion? All those in favor of tabling item 2 till next month's finance committee meeting, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Item 2 is tabled. Item 3 is consideration of a resolution for the city of Russellville, Arkansas to accept a bid through the Sourcewell and tips from PLD LLC to purchase performance sports lighting for fields at Pleasant View, Hickey, and Shiloh Park on behalf of Russellville Park and Recreation Department in the amount of $177,000 to authorize the mayor and the city clerk treasurer to enter in to the purchase order agreement and other necessary documents for said improvements to the city of Russellville. Moving forward to item 3 to the full council with a recommendation of approval.
Second.
Discussion, Mr. Mayor, what can you tell us about this?
Okay, myself, Mr. Thomas, and Mr. John Dahl met with Anthony. I can't remember his last name, but this is a service agreement for where they come in and they replace all of our lights and we pay them as a service agreement every year for this. We anticipate this will take our energy usage and drop it by at least 50% because we won't have demand charges based on the old type of lights, and we will have LEDs. We'll have instant on. We will be able to have practice lights for all of our leagues, which is something we've really been working hard to get. And then also one of the things that I feel like we'll be able to do, which kind of excites me, even though I probably won't use it, but for the end user, the citizen that is not on that sports field, if you ever go to Pleasant View or Hickey or different places, we have people that love to walk there. It's a very popular, the dog park's there, so we'll be able to turn these lights down to like 10% and leave them on overnight, which will increase our safety in our parks and be able to keep them lit. People will be able to use that. So it's kind of like there's a lot of things that are kind of bonuses with this. This is a service agreement, and so if we do have a lightning strike, which happens every now and then to Mr. Thomas, they're the ones that fix it. We don't fix it. If there's a weather event like a wind or situation like that, they're the ones that fix it. We've checked their references, and they have very good references as far as they use a local contractor. Even though the company's out of New York, they use a local contractor to reply when we have an issue and come out and fix our stuff. So as someone that I met at National League of Cities in Salt Lake City, and they came down and gave us a presentation, and Mr. Thomas feels like it's something. I know he had at least $750,000 in the budget for one field, and then we were about to, in the next 5 years, probably have to replace another field. So this will get us all LEDs across all of the fields that we've got, turf and all the other different things. So I think it'll be advantageous for us. You need to add anything, Mr. Thomas?
Unless you got any more questions. I can tell you Pleasant View, the lighting there is 27 years old. It's been relamped once where they went in and cleaned the lenses and changed all the bulbs, but the lighting's just not there anymore. Same thing with Hickey. Hickey's probably 20 plus, and Hickey, in my opinion, does not have the brightness it needs for baseball. And this will help that, and this will help also. It will control the lights onto the field better instead of casting everywhere else like the ones that Hickey do. It'll help with apartments over there complaining that, hey, the lights are on too late, stuff like that, because it's just going to cast right down onto the field. There's no overages.
So I want to just ask just a quick question. Did I understand you correctly? You said that it was approximately $750,000 to replace the lights at one field that we're looking at this year, but the contract...
This is a 10-year agreement. If you would, the contract is this is a 10-year agreement, yes, sir.
But the contract for, what is it, Pleasant View, Hickey, and Shiloh for 3 fields is going to be $177 to get all those replaced?
Per year.
Per
for 10
year, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, and that's a 10-year agreement. That's what we're signed up for. And that, yes, if you're at, let me go down. So yes, to get those fields replaced, and then I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not, Mr. Keller, but and I understand I think I understand what you're trying to say, but I'm not sure if I'm answering it right.
Yeah, just to do the 4 fields at Pleasant View was right around $650,000, just to do Pleasant View's 4 fields. And then we added in Shiloh, and this was another company bidding it out, because I just wanted to get a price just to see what it was going to be. So this is, I think it's a good deal overall. It's going to save us in the long run. We're going to pay up front right now, but it's going to save us in the long run. Plus, we don't have to worry about any maintenance to it at all. They come in and do all the maintenance to it.
Is there any further discussion on item 3? Thank you, Mr. Oh.
$177,000 per year for 10 years.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't have to do the maintenance.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
We'll pay it by the month is what we'll do. It's 17,400, I think
17.7. Yes.
17,700 a month.
And this comes out of Terry's 1 cent
1
sales
cent
tax
sales tax.
operation budget.
Next year, it's the same?
Be-
So,
yeah.
So just, and this may just be in the weeds. So, but we're not gonna own the poles and the lights and stuff like that anymore. They're gonna own them.
They own the
and
lights,
operate
we
them.
we
We'll own the
we have the
poles,
poles, yeah.
they'll
Right,
own the
we'll own the
lights.
poles and everything else, they'll own the light fixtures,
Okay.
and all the wiring and all the electronics that go with it, such as we'll be able to have apps on our phones, and we can control the lights from home, stuff like that. If they have an outage, somebody calls, I can turn it on from the house, so.
Or you can turn it off mid-game from the house and
right.
just say, oh, oops, I'm just kidding. No, not that you would do that.
So it was $650 to do 4 fields at Hickey,
Pleasant View,
at Pleasant View, and then, and then how many fields at
there's
Hickey?
7 at Hickey,
7 at Hickey.
and then you got 2 at Shiloh.
So it's probably the same money, except you're just not gonna pay for maintenance.
Right.
This is what I'm
And you're not paying it up
front.
front.
Paying it.
And we're gonna use some of the old fixtures, because some of the ones at Shiloh are LED. We're gonna take those down where every light is the same.
Right.
But we're gonna reuse those lights, over on our tennis courts. Or at Vic Field, one of the two.
Yes, that was my next
I was gonna
question.
say
Any
Vic
potential we could
Yeah.
use some LEDs at Vic Field that we have already in our arsenal, that would be good.
Plus, we will be getting also, there's an incentive, because we're the first ones in Arkansas to do it, that we will get some money back if other towns buy it, that we refer them to them, so we'll get a percentage back on that too. So there is some potential, a little bit of more savings there, so.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on item 3? Thank you, Mr. Thomas.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor of forwarding item 3 to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye. All those opposed say nay. Item 3 is forwarded. I'm sorry, and then item 3A, I'm sorry, is the appropriation for the $177,000 from the Parks and Rec 1 cent sales tax reserve funds. All those in favor of forwarding I move we forward item 3 to the full council, 3A to the full council with a recommendation of approval. Is there any discussion on 3A? Hearing none, all those in favor of forwarding item 3A to the full council with a recommendation of approval, please say aye. All those opposed say nay. Item 3A is forwarded. Mayor, that's the last item on our agenda. I yield the floor back.
All right, we will adjourn until 6 p.m. for full council meeting.